What's up, guys? Originally, I did tubing on the shocks on these guys. You see that? And the truck is pretty stable. But what I realized is the tubing on the inside of the shock, in here, not that one, the one that's inside, as it crunches down, it doesn't, after that, the truck is no longer even because the thing just sticks and then it doesn't want to expand pretty much when this thing sticks in there inside inside the shaft. It sticks and stays shorter than the other side, so depending on where it stays, that's causing an issue for me. So I went and got these little guys. Okay, these little guys from a hardware store. You can find anything, even brake line, if you could cut them perfectly. So I can use these. I will show you. Let me remove one of the shock and see how we do it. So pretty much, I am also gonna try to add a little bit more. So we're not just at this level here. We're pretty much gonna be at that level. So I'll add a little bit more, and that should take care of that. So let me take out the front shocks, and I'm gonna do that, and then I will show you what I did inside. Okay, so here's, I took the whole thing apart. As you can see, on the top, it's kind of a little fat. So pretty much this thing pushed up and it squeezed it and it stood there. So what we're going to do here is, what I want to do here is, I'm going to squeeze the crap out of it. You see that? And it stays there, just like that. It stays where it goes, okay? So we don't want that. I don't want that. And the bottom one, I don't care about because we can make that solid. But so what I want to do here is, I am going to put one of this and I am going to put one of this. So these two will go in there and you will see what I do. And after that, I'm going to rebuild both shocks in the front and we will retest everything. So here's what I did. This is what it looked like. And you can put it anywhere you like. You can put that in the bottom, top, whatever you like. But you need just a tiny bit of a play. Look at that. You see that? So it can absorb the impact. But this is like a soft. You can always trim this from outside, but you don't want to do it too much either. But there you go. That's how that baby's going to look. But there's our shock. This is what we want. No more tubing. We have eliminated the tubing in this shock. And that's how this baby's going to work. And we're set. Let's take a look at this baby. Let's remove this tire. If it's too low, I'll remove one of the shims. But you always gotta keep trying. Yep. It's kind of a little too low. So I'll take off that one little spacer. So if you guys want to get these pieces, you only need one in there. So it's kind of is a little too low. All right. That's no problem. That's not a big deal. Okay, so I took the whole thing apart. We took off that letter union right there. So what I want to do is I also want to flip this over because there's a reason why I want to do that. I want to flip it over because as you see, it has like a little washer shape to the bottom. So that can sit flush in the bottom. On the top, there's a small little metal washer onto this little guy. So that can sit up on the top. That's how that will work. And I'll put the nut on and we will try this one more time. So you see we got more clearance now. And it should have more, it should stay up a little bit higher than normal. And then we should have that play, that bounce, that absorberness. So shock can absorb that amount as it has. And you do need to absorb something because other than that, it's going to be bouncy and it can catch air. And you definitely need a little bit of a shock mechanism in there. So here we are for the second time. We're going to lock this up. Lock this up. And let's remove this wheel from underneath. There you go. I like it. I like it. So if it squats down, it's going to go that far down. Perfect. Perfect. I like it. So I'm going to do the same thing in the back. In the back, whatever the tubing I put, I'm going to put about the same amount and just a tiny bit more. So if this tubing, it was like, that tubing is going to be like almost it's going to be like a little bit longer from here to here. So I'll just add a little adapter to it because I do want this thing to squat a little bit more. Or I'll just leave it there. That looks fine to me though, because how the way it's squatted down from the front and to the back is a little higher. But I just want to eliminate some of that. But let's see how it goes. But other than that, I'm happy. When I'm done, we will check both front and back. So here we are. We took off these little tubings from the back, and these was on the front because the front had to be more lower. But I put same amount of spacing in the front and back, and the back is kind of higher than the front, so it should squat. But we don't have. It's gonna be nice and firm. Okay, it's gonna be nice and firm. Okay, the front one, I want to still drop the front, okay? I don't like how the front is. I still want to drop the front a bit, but if I could get it to there, but I don't know. This is not doing it for me. Half the size of this would be all right, but I think that's fine. So the front can squat from the wind, and the rear one is just nice and stiff, so I could grab it, the grip, but it does have a little bit to it, just a tiny bit, okay? And we're gonna leave it there, and we're gonna leave it as it is. If you can find a small half this size, drop that in there too if you need to. These stuff I got it from the hardware store, from the fitting area. The fitting meaning the flare fittings for the line for the these are for the AC, I believe. Anyway, they work pretty good. You can find different size spacers, and everything should fit in there perfectly good. Thank you for watching my video, but let's put on the body now. Let's try it on with the body, and let's see how it looks and feels, okay? And there you go. The body's not on yet. Something's bothering us. Okay, there you go. That's on. Okay, so here it is. It is kind of, I want to make the back end higher or drop the front end. So I might just want to drop the front instead of the back. I might find some spacers for the front. Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to find something for the front. At least it won't hit the ground no matter what. All right, so that's how it is. Make them solid, okay? The key here is to make the inside of the shock solid, then the outside. So the inside has to be solid so it can't squeeze and squat more than, pretty much it can't be uneven, okay? So if one side squats more than the other, the car will tend to go that one way. That is the key there. Before we end the video, I did put a little bit more spacers. I put a couple of these washers I picked up, and the truck is pretty stable in the front. It's fine, perfect. I like it like that, and it's pretty good now. And as you can see, the front is more dropped than the back. The back one has stiffness, and the front one is about the same. It's nice and tight, so it's not gonna move anywhere. It can absorb a bit, tiny bit amount, but no more than that. You see that? That's what it's really tough, but it's already leaned down, so it can be aerodynamic. The air can hit it and lean it down more, and then it will perfectly stop, and it will not rub on the ground. And that's it. Thank you for watching.